Hello everyone and welcome back to Valhalla. So, we're back on from the break from the last video, so let's see where we go from here. Note to self, buy oil for that door. Okay, this is ready. Alright then. Gil, you're in my spot, please. Oh, sorry. Also, you're cleaning one of Boss's chicken buckets. Did Boss ask you to do that? If I told you she did, would you believe me? Without a doubt. Let's go with that then. Right. Greetings. Stella, what can I get you? I'll go with a Bleeding Jane today. A Bleeding Jane for Stella. Help if I look at it because I don't remember this one. I just remember there was rat poison because there's rat poison in almost every single one of these drinks. I didn't want that. It's just blended. Okay. Believe I didn't miss anything. So there we go, Bleeding Jane. Here you go. Thank you. What brought you here today? Waiting for Say? I came up myself, actually. I was in the area and stopped by to say hi. Oh, it's pretty interesting, though. When I first saw you, I doubted you would ever come here again. Well, this place is comfortable, I must admit. So quiet and secluded. It's also clean, really clean. Gil is the one you can thank for that. You can owe that one too. The guy takes pride in how clean he keeps things around here. If you need cleaning staff, he's a nice pick. Really? Hmm. He's a bit out of it today, though. I see. Hey, Jill, have you ever heard of the new gold rush in the city? Gold rush? Everyone is paying small fortunes to get their hands on pieces of white knight suits. Well, to be fair, that'd be expensive as hell. I mean, there's, like, first of all, white knights are now disbanded, which means that they're not going to be making any more suit pieces. It's high-tech armor, and yeah, I can see why that'd be expensive. Why people do that. I think I heard or read something about that, but I'm having doubts, so probably not. In any case, how is it a gold rush? Well, the tech behind the suits was always safely guarded, but after the events at the bank, the suits were remotely shut down, breaking many of them in the process. Many units dropped their armor right there and fled when the lynches were gone. Any White Knight still stuck in their suit had to take the armor off manually or run away. It all happened in the middle of the lynchings, so they'd be sitting ducks if they didn't. Some weren't that lucky. They got beaten up while they weren't able to move. So between the suits becoming glorified paperweights and many white knights going on the run, there ended up being a lot of junk lying around. Well, the whole scientific community is rejoicing. They're on a race to reverse engineer the suits and take as much technology as possible from them. Or that might say make. Nope, it's a take. Okay. And of course, even single pieces of the armor fetch high price these days. Could anyone any profit from that research to justify those expenses? It's new tech, a whole new field, with patents just open for many. So I'd say yes. Huh. I mean, the BTC is literally a conglomerate built upon patents and trademarks. I can see how. There is one weird case, though. There's this guy named Jack Thurber. Wait, what? Or maybe Skellington. Nah. He's the captain of the very unique Blitzkrieg. Let me say that again. Blitzkrieg Corps unit. Unique. The guy had a really small unit, 5 people, including himself. The aesthetics of his armor was heavily modded to the point that they looked like a squad of Henshin heroes. And what? Oh my god, she's blushing. Ahem, they looked really gaudy. But it turned out that the guy actually broke through the software and disabled the remote switch. He has one of the few, if not the only, suits of armor with an OS intact. To say they're among the most wanted people would be an understatement. You know a lot about this. It's interesting, the amount of things you hear when dealing with drunk people of all kinds in the same place. It also helps to put on a front that makes people lower their guard. That should sound familiar to you. True. Wait. Here's a freebie. A fun fact. The failsafe was originally going to involve the armor blowing up and leaving no traces. But regulations and laws didn't allow that kind of technology near civilians. I guess even Zaibatsu Corp has its limits, huh? People love to demonize Zaibatsu Corp because, let's face it, they're far from innocent. But they're not evil overlords, they're just greedy. They're just a big corporation. They just so happen to have control over what tantamounts to a city-state. But corporations will naturally resort to draconian methods. I've heard horror stories from people outside the city about trying to use product placement. If you so much as hold a bottle the wrong way, or get in the way of a logo, you'll be in for lots of trouble. And let's not start with the theme parks or the like. Those are dystopias of their own. Then again, most of the demonization is due to Quincy being such a clown. I loved how even in the conversation, Quincy's name is all caps, not just in the newspaper. He has no power anyways. He's just the front that whatever council behind Cybercorp chose. He makes a fool of himself, and the attention is taken away from whatever it is that Zaibatsu Corp is actually doing. Wow, I am sucking today. Yeah. So what you were saying is that Blitz City is basically a huge theme park. I've called the White Knights glorified mall security in the past, so yeah. Huh. No, seriously, and what? Was that a very short, I don't know why, I just happened to get over here. And just had the click thing. Can't do anything with her eye. I didn't think so. Okay, ahem. Can I get a Brandtini here, please? Sure. Now let's give her a Brandtini. It's one of her guilty pleasures, clearly. More rat poison. So many rat poison. Oh, and this one's actually alcoholic. No, wait, reset. I clicked on aged. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's try this again. One of these, and more rat poison. Okay. You're there this time. Good. I must have been slightly off, because I tried clicking on it, but... oh, shit. Well. Mistakes were made. It's... here. Thanks. So I take it you're in a good mood today. Does it show? A bit. Yeah, well, I managed to nab a couple of tickets for the Kiramiki Encore concert. Nice! Oh right, as it turns out, she was just here. Again? Ahem, sorry. Again? I can't believe I just missed her. Oh... Stella. I was surprised too. I was more surprised she remembered my name though. And like last time, she was quite the graceful client. Man, so those rumors about her being really nice in person were actually true. Amazing. I mean, you always want the famous people to be nice in real life, but having such backing to that claim, to hear that she's so nice to everyone, it's nice to hear, you know? In fact, many think that's what made her so famous so quickly. How she's down to earth and totally accessible, making her someone everyone wants to root for. Ah, I see. Yeah, I mean, I guess you don't want to feel like you're supporting crappy people. Although, to be honest, I've never put much thought into that one. Hell, half the time I have no idea who made what I use, nor do I care much. Being a nice person will take you far, though. My daddy always insisted that being ruthless in the boardroom doesn't mean being an ass. And has actually managed to get certain contracts over other more powerful people. All thanks to being a nice guy overall. Sounds like good advice. But more important, Daddy? Ahem. You're just embarrassing her all over the place today, Jill. Do you really believe me saying she was just here that easily? You're not the kind of to lie about stuff like that, so sure. Thanks, I guess. That said, can you go to the concert so easily? What about security and the like? My dad always has a unit keeping an eye on me from a distance. And you'd be surprised at how easily I can disguise myself with just a different hairdo and a cap. I see. I wonder if I could get in the disabled line with Say in her wounds. Although she'll probably nag me about how she doesn't need it and we shouldn't abuse that. Heh. Hey, can you get me a classic drink? Now that's more like what I expected from her. Sure. Something classic now. By type. Classic? Oh, the Bleeding Jane is frothy water and beer. Well. That's the one that's a fake beer, right? Yeah, it's the fake beer. Let's just get her a beer. I mean, what's more classic than a beer? That's... well... and of course. Here. How more classic can you get? Thank you. Do you have many servants around the house, Stella? I do, but they've been with us for so long, they're pretty much family. My dad has always said that if you earn someone's trust, they'll gracefully, gleefully work for you, and everyone wins. We even had a young gardener that left to study engineering, and he actually came back. He still comes by every weekend to tend to plants. Man, that sounds nice. Let me know if you're ever in need of a job. I might find you something. Thanks for the offer. Wait. I just realized something's off with the whole tech gold rush story. What would it be? Wouldn't all that tech be patented anyways? I get trying to crack it in the first place, but... that would be true if the tech was patented in the first place. It isn't? Zaibatsu have been so paranoid about making the White Knights untouchable that they never patented anything. A patent would be in a database that someone could hack and retrieve valuable info from. Not to mention, they've been using tech from other companies without any authorization. And no patent registry is in their right mind would approve of that global shutdown signal. Let alone how it immobilized everyone still inside of those suits. So the ones that were upholding the law did so using suits that are by all means, illegal. The irony runs deep, wouldn't you say? Why do it, though? When you have so much money, you start thinking you can screw around with the rules. All that power makes you think you're above every law there is. And this city is what happens when those with money start making the rules. I'm curious though, have you ever covered up any fuck-ups by using money? I think we've all done things we're not too proud of at some point of our lives. Well, Jill, I gotta go. Always a pleasure. Please come again. Ah, Alma. No? Hello? You're pretty insistent on that one, aren't you? It's basic courtesy, something I will fight to uphold. First the greeting stop, then saying please and thanks stops, and before you know it, boom! Total anarchy. I think you're. Well, I wasn't going to say you're exaggerating, Jill, like you are. I was going to say I think you're a bit late for that. And not. In fact, I'll go through that door again, and I expect you to properly greet me this time. Fine. Hello, Jill. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door, "or only this and nothing more." "You overdid it. You totally overdid it," quoth the bartender. I did not. Oh, Jill, you're amazing. So, you like poetry? I had a phase. Can I get you something? Let's start with a big cobalt velvet. Sure. A big cobalt velvet for Alma. Okay, C, cobalt velvet, so I double the ingredients. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Should I be worried that I'm giving her 10 units of alcohol in this one drink? Nah. It's just mixed. Okay. What? What did I do wrong? Did I get powdered delta instead? Or did I brought the on rocks, didn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. Big cobalt velvet. Here. Thanks. Oh yeah, there's something I've been wondering about for a while. Does the name Shadowmaster 69's Chronicles ring any bells? Well, I think it does from this. Wow, you went pale. No, the name doesn't ring any bells. May 22nd, today my daily card readings told me that I'd meet a great change, thanks to an old man. My biology teacher told me I had been picked for an inter-school contest with my latest essay. I just knew a scientific theory on the idea of auras was as revolutionary as I thought. Soon I'll bring the world into the occult science singularity. Later entries don't seem to have gone that well, though. Mentions of being laughed at, being lectured on why the essay was wrong. Jill? I made sure to delete that blog! No evidence should be left! I can think of at least 6 different sources off the top of my head that have all that stuff archived. Why? Why? Relax. It's not that bad. What do you mean it's not that bad? Don't you realize how embarrassing it all is? We've all been young, Jill. Relax. It's not like you're still like that nowadays. That would have been embarrassing. You're not still like that, right? Gods, no. I gave up on the whole occult stuff. It's just that remembering all that stuff is... Ugh. I don't know. I liked the way you looked. All dressed in black, with the rare accessory popping out thanks to the colors. I mean, at least you had the decency to use makeup and take care of yourself. So you have a pick. Oh god, you have a fucking pick. Why do you do this to me? Why do you dig out the sins of my past? I was bored. Last Friday, I had to take my mind off the whole Diana thing, so I ran a small background check on you. Simple stuff, just checking past internet activity. Please don't run background checks like that. I just use a search engine, you know? I didn't request documents or anything. What led you to that page, to the page? You do realize your main mail account everywhere is still the one you used back then, right? Like I said, relax. You're obsessed with occultism. I wanted to kiss all the boys. And I kinda almost accomplished that in the middle school, which still sort of haunts me today. Never underestimate the lengths old classmates will go to track you down, especially if they think you're still the girl that kissed them for fun when they're lonely to boot. We all have things we're not too proud of as adults. Now I know how criminals feel when evidence is used against them. I have to ask though, why the 69? It was supposed to be 6'9", not 69, like in reference to both the lovers and the hermit. I was convinced it meant wise choices. Jill, there's nobody that would read that as 6'9". I was 12 at the time. Even at 12, I fucking knew what 69 was. Just how innocent were you back then? Okay, I know that that's probably the case now for some people, but I guarantee you that's not as common as you think. You have no idea. Well, let's sweeten up things a bit. I'll have a sugar rush. Sure. Are they trendy now or something? Oh yeah, we've been serving a lot of sugar rushes. To be fair, I was probably not surprised at all when, say, Dorothy gets one. Just mixed. Here you go, sugar rush. Here. Excuse me. This is the thing. Say, Alma, speaking of the past, what was your last long-term relationship like? That's sudden. You dug through my past, I've earned the right to dig through yours. Fine, fine. Long-lasting relationship, huh? Romantic ones, I'm guessing. Yup. Well, I've had about 4 boyfriends who I describe as such, that I've introduced to my family and all. The first one was in high school. I broke up with him because he cheated on me. I remember the other girl trying to pick a fight, and me just saying, keep the fucker. The second one was during my freshman year. I broke up with him after he thought it'd be funny to punch me in the arm. He starts with a friendly hit, and before you know it... Anyways, the other guy I met shortly after I dropped out. He was interested in marriage, but he wanted to get married after only half a year or so of knowing him. And then there's Richard, who I spent almost 4 years with him. We got along pretty well. We had awesome chemistry. I truly loved him. But as time went by, there was a rift that started separating us. He just didn't like my family. He didn't. Moreover, he wasn't a family person. He distanced himself from his own and voiced that he didn't want kids. There was a part of me that wanted to believe, even if just for a little bit, that maybe he changed his mind. But as much as I loved him, that one detail brought a growing gap between us. And at one point, I just had to break up with him. But I'm not here to depress you. Bring me a beer, will you? Sure. Isn't she the one that doesn't like beers? And this is like the second beer she's ordered. The first one doesn't count because I missed. And grabbed the wrong ingredient there. Interesting. Well, here we go. Thanks for telling me that, by the way. Don't mention it. Okay, one more question and we're even. Wow, you really are embarrassed of that blog, huh? Sure, ask away. At what age did you get those implants in your boobs? Jill, I love you and I know you're saying that in jest, but I've lived through so many rumors about me getting plastic surgery that I can't and won't take it as a joke. As such, in honoring our friendship, I'll just say this. They're real and they're spectacular. Now ask the real question before I slap you. I'll grant you one and only one chance to call me that by the full call me by my full name as a compensation then. I'd gladly take your offer. It's funny that you mentioned slapping because my real question was, why did you get your hands chopped? Chopped. Well, there's a couple of reasons. The first is that I spend lots of time typing, and these replacements avoid me help me avoid carpal tunnel syndrome. So she has mechanical hands. I did not know this because you never see more than just the top half of her. Oh. But then again, she did put her hand up. I guess I could have noticed there unless she had gloves on. I wasn't paying enough attention. I'll probably look back at that. There's other utilities like how I can interface with many devices. For example, there's a tiny computer embedded in my glasses. Of course there is. If I move my index finger, it acts like a computer's cursor. There's lots more, but they're small things that don't sound that impressive when I say it out loud. How did your family take the operation? They took it well enough, except for my mom. She freaked out for months. She even went to the hospital to ask for my hands. That's kind of creepy. Don't you miss them? Sometimes, but just during emotional moments. But as luck would have it, someone else has them. Shortly before my operation, there was an accident on the highway. One of the victims was this young lady whose right hand got completely crushed. I told them to check if we were compatible and all that. I mean, implants are not everyone's first choice if they can get a natural replacement. A bit of cosmetic treatment and it could pass off as her original hand with no problem. Last I heard, we were compatible and the family agreed to the donation. I don't know what became of her, but I hope she's fine. And you didn't tell your mom about that. Okay. So yeah, she does in fact definitely have them. But I just never noticed. Either because she didn't put her hands up that much, or I just wasn't paying attention. How many people here have mechanical body parts now? Let's play a drinking game with it. No, don't do that. I didn't want her pestering the poor girl. So are we cool now? Are we even now? Are we? You were pretty pissed about that comment regarding your boobs. Again, I'm sorry, it sounded a lot less rude in my head. Yeah, don't worry about that. Besides, I get to call you Julianne once. Now you don't. Eh, why? You just called me by my full name. Are you serious? One chance and only one chance, and you just used it up. Damn it! Oh god, she's back. Surprise! Again, no signal. Actually, nope, you cannot change that. Hey, Alma, this might be a weird tangent, but do you believe in ghosts? Hey! Not particularly, no. Although there was this paper I read once that was quite interesting. It proposed a scenario where nanomachine clusters would leave the body after death, and then acted as a collective hive mind through residential brainwaves. The result would basically be an image not unlike a hologram. Well, that would also explain the no signal issue and her ability to mess with my fourth wall stuff. Don't change my background again, it doesn't look as good. Of course, the hypothesis fell through because such nanomachine density is impossible in the body. Even 5% of the amount needed is enough to make the blood too dense for the heart. And it's not like brain waves are potent enough to create those reactions. Still an intriguing read, though. I see. Don't give me that look. It's not my fault that you convinced yourself that you're crazy. Well, I'll leave you then. See you tomorrow. See ya. All done? I am. What about you, Gil? For some reason, the idle girl left him like that, it seems. You think? It might have been while he was out. True. Hey, boss. You're a fan of wrestling, aren't you? I mean, you were a wrestler, so. That I am, yeah, why? I was wondering, isn't wrestling fake? Aren't twin tails for little girls and teens with 8th grade syndrome? 8th grade syndrome? 8th grade what? When you get down to it, wrestling is as real as a soap opera. I mean, you don't really expect a legal lawsuit to be fixed in a ring, right? Sure, in my ideal world, you would solve legal problems through good old wrestling, but. No, seriously, 8th grade what? But you don't go around calling soap operas fake. It's a show, it just so happens to use fight as an expression. You might as well see it as a unique form of theater. Besides, considering the injuries many wrestlers suffer, it's not all fake. Huh, I didn't think about it that way. Sadly, I won't stand for anyone bad-mouthing wrestling. So now I have to go and break Gil's back to make you humble. Oh, well, wait, what? Come here, fuckboy! Fuckboy! Ah! 8th grade what? Oh my god. Okay, so let's hear total earnings 43,140. Total drinks total 3,070. No mistakes, awesome. Commission 30%. Today's payment 921. Tips 1,050. I got more money in tips by far than my by 100 than my actual payment. I don't think I've had that before, but I could just be misthinking because I don't remember the numbers at the end. I just remember the flawless service bonus is always 500, and the random excuse for pocket money. Who would have thought we'd get a bona fide idol in the bar? This second time, Dana. Oh wow, I got 2 achievements. I feel like an adult and focus. Oh yay, I got the focus achievement. Wait, does that mean we're on the last day? Why did I get the focus achievement now? Are we on the last work day? Jill will have a roof on her head for another month. This sense of relief will make sure she focuses at work. Oh, are we on the last day? We have a roof over our heads for another month. Yay! Oh. Well, it may or may not be over, but I don't know. So we'll have to see. Oh, Kira Miki has new stuff on her stuff. But that was words. Well, thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you next time.